we have Gerald from Europe. Gerald told our screener, me and many other people are being bullied by an internet preacher online. Should we do something about it? Gerald, welcome.
Hi.
You are on Talk Heathen.
Oh, hi there.
Hello.
Hello.
It's nice talking to you.
It's a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Yes, same here. You see, I have been bullied on the internet by the same person.
Okay.
What kind of things are they doing?
Well, this person is an old internet preacher from Oakland, Maryland.
Okay. Can we speed things along a little bit? So I hate bullying. I've been bullied myself as a child, and I've also been on the receiving end of cyberbullying. Maybe Katy knows a bit about that as well.
Yeah.
So bullying is reprehensible, and you have a lot of solidarity here. We're just going to have to move to the story a little bit more quickly, if that's okay.
Okay. There is this guy called Mike Rutkowski that says that he can directly talk to Jesus and God. So I was just, when you try to search things about your religion on the internet and learn something new, I found him. So I decided to look up at his videos, and I became interested, intrigued. He seemed like a nice person, but when I actually talked to him, he treated me bad and was a real jerk. Do you get how that feels?
Yes.
Yes. I know what it's like to encounter unpleasant people. Maybe, I mean, I guess with the bullying thing, it really depends what platform the bullying is on. If, for example, it's on Twitter, maybe you could report it. If it's on Facebook, maybe I know Facebook's a bit rubbish for that sort of thing, but if you can report it, possibly try that. Sometimes different countries have anti-harassment laws that include online harassment. So those are all avenues that you might consider pursuing. I'm just interested, because you're a theist, and I don't get to speak to that many theists on a day-to-day basis. What was it about this individual's original arguments that you found so compelling? What drew you to assume that this individual was actually some kind of channel with the Almighty?
Well, it's just that he sounded so nice and believing. You know, when people talk about stuff and it sounds so convincing, it was the way he talked. It sounded like he said it was true. And he used the Bible to back his arguments up. But then I found out that this wasn't just a preacher talking, not just a man talking to God. It was like he was some sort of cult leader. The more I learned about him, the more I did not like what I saw.
So is there a reason that you still do you still have a relationship with this person? Do you still communicate with them or hang around in the same spaces as them? Or is this someone that you can just kind of block and move on and, leave?
It is not just that. He doesn't just hang out on YouTube and Facebook. He pops out a little here and there over the internet and bullies people.
So are you more concerned at how he's bullying other people than yourself? Because if you just want to avoid bullying yourself, sometimes you can just step back, cut off communication, and wait for them to pick someone else, which is a little bit selfish. But if you're really struggling with it, it can free you up at least. But if you then see someone who's bullying lots of people and you want to act, perhaps that's more the angle you're going for.
Yes, that is that. It's just I can ignore him. I really can. It's just that I can't just stand that he's getting away with it. It's like let me do a comparison. It's like when you have a daughter and that daughter is murdered by a person and the murderer gets away. You just can't stand the thought that a murderer is out there.
Right.
They never
Yeah, I see what you mean. Maybe a little bit less extreme than that, but yeah, I guess so. I guess it depends what kind of thing that you're proposing to do here. I mean, I've had situations before where there is someone who has a terrible belief system and they're using it to, harass people and people that I, think should just be left alone. And sometimes if you have a big enough platform or you're determined enough, you can just, every time they go and assert their crappy, worldview, you can just go in and provide the facts and humiliate them in front of their audience that they're trying to provide. If someone turns up and they're like, oh, my God says that you're bad and all this kind of stuff, and then you just turn up and say, well, actually, this person has no evidence for this assertion, and here's the logical fallacy they're committing, and here is the things wrong with their worldview every single time. It will get very frustrating for them for that situation. And you might also inspire other people to do the same things. That is difficult to do, but I think sometimes you can do it, and especially if you do have a larger internet platform, that's something you can do.
Yes. But this is why I called. This person is a pure, how do I say, a pure jerk bag. Let me explain.
Wow. Don't hold back there, Gerald. Don't hold back. But no, seriously, it's not pleasant, is it? And all I can recommend is that, again, you follow due process as much as you can. Yeah. Use the whatever options are available to you to report and block and that kind of thing, and maybe report to the authorities. I would as well recommend, and this is maybe coming from left field, looking into critical thinking, looking into logical fallacies, because that's what a lot of these kind of charlatans use. They use the charisma and they use bad arguments that can easily be debunked. And if you study critical thinking and logical fallacies, this might make it easier for you to identify the bad arguments early on and not get drawn in again. Would that be helpful, do you think?
Wait, I have to talk. Before I was interrupted, after I said jerkbag, I was going to say that this person blocks anyone that has a different view than him, and he calls them wicked unbelievers that do not believe in God.
Ouch.
That sounds like an easy thing to deal with then, because you can just disagree with him and just tell anyone you see if he comes in and starts harassing people, just say, disagree with him, tell him that his beliefs are false, and he'll block them. Problem solved.
Yes, but he's on the internet. I just want to, cut out the problem at its source. I mean, I do not want to rally people up, but I just say that somebody should do something about Mike Rutkowski.
Okay.
Did you get
it
right? It's Mike.
Well, anyway.
Well, thank you so much, Gerald, for calling into the show. And again, I really hope you're able to sort out that issue of bullying.
And, as this is the British takeover, if anyone wants a different insult to total jerkbag, you could say absolute wanker.
Katy is an expert at insults. It's one of her superpowers.